39. My holiness is my salvation. If guilt is hell, what is its opposite? Like the next, like the text for which this workbook is written, the ideas which are used for these exercises are very simple, very clear, and totally unambiguous. We are not concerned with intellectual feats nor logical playthings. We're dealing only in the very obvious, which has been overlooked in the clouds of complexity in which you think. If guilt is hell, what is its opposite? This is not difficult, surely. The hesitation which you may feel in answering is not due to the ambiguity of the question, but do you believe that guilt is hell? If you did, would you see at once how direct and simple the text is, and you would not need a workbook at all? No one needs practice to gain what is already his. We've already said that your holiness is the salvation of the world. What about your own salvation? You cannot give what you do not have. A Savior must be saved. How else can he teach salvation? Today's exercises will apply to you alone, recognizing that your salvation is crucial in the salvation of the world. As you apply the exercises to your own world, the whole world stands to benefit. I have emphasized this in all of my comments in all of the lessons till now, at least, if not all, many of them, where I have said apply it to your world. And this lesson is saying the same thing. Apply, because sometimes it's harder for us to fathom the broadness of the whole world. How can I do that? We Although we are all it's hard in the beginning, so just do it for your own world, and this lesson specifically tells us to do that. Your holiness is the answer to every question that was ever asked, is being asked now, or will be asked in the future. Your holiness means the end of guilt and thus the end of hell. Your holiness is the salvation of the world and your own. How could you, to whom your holiness belongs, be excluded from it? God does not know unholiness. Can it be he does not know his son? A full 5 minutes are urged for the hour-long practice periods for today, and longer and more frequent practice period sessions are encouraged. If you want to exceed the minimum requirements, more rather than longer sessions are recommended, although both are encouraged. Begin the practice periods as usual by repeating today's idea for yourself. Then, with closed eyes, search out your unloving thoughts in whatever form they appear: uneasiness, depression, anger, fear, worry, attack, insecurity, and so on. Whatever form they take, they are unloving and therefore fearful. And so it is from them that you need to be saved. Specific situations, events, or personalities you associate with unloving thoughts of any kind are suitable subjects for today's exercises. It is imperative for your own salvation that you see them differently, and it is your blessing on them that will save you and give you vision. Slowly, without conscious selection and without undue emphasis on any one in particular, search your mind for every thought that stands between you and your salvation. Apply the idea for today and to each of them in this way. My unloving thoughts about are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. You may find these sessions easier if you intersperse the applications with several short periods during which you merely repeat today's idea to yourself slowly a few times. You may also find it helpful to include a few short intervals in which you just relax and do not seem to be thinking of anything. Sustained concentration is very difficult at first. It will become easier as much as your mind becomes more disciplined and less distractible. This also to me sounds like a place where we are going or starting in the direction of meditation. This is like a guidance to our stepping into meditation, keeping our mind calm or thinking of one thing. So that is stepping into meditation, which I am guilty of. I don't do a whole lot. Very, it's a lifestyle that I have right now between work and between what I do. I don't. But sometimes my whole day is a meditation because I read. I am a vivid avid reader. I read so much. Like I have so many books, and the course, I always come back to the course, but I also have many spiritual things that I do throughout the day. So I'm always in a meditative state in my mind. But that doesn't excuse the fact that if you want to do meditation sitting down, you should, which I should also. Meanwhile, you should feel free to introduce variety into your application periods in whatever form appeals to you. Do not, however, change the idea itself in varying the method of applying. However you elect to use it, the idea must be stated so that its meaning remains that your holiness is your salvation. End each practice period by repeating the idea in its original form once more and adding, if guilt is hell, what is its opposite? In the shorter applications, which should be made some 3 or 4 times an hour and more if possible, you may ask yourself this question, repeat today's idea or preferably both. If temptations arise, a particularly helpful form of the idea is, my holiness is my salvation from this. If guilt is hell, what is its opposite? Hopefully, if we ask that question many times, then we know that we in our mind, we've been, we have to have guilt about things from the time we were born to everything. See, there's always something or the other that we should be guilty about. So if guilt is hell, what is its opposite? Hopefully we come to that through these lessons. We come to the conclusion that if guilt is hell, then the opposite of it is peace, love, joy, holiness. Workbook 37, which we just passed, 3 paragraph 3:1 says, your holiness is the salvation of the world. 39, and then the next one says, since my holiness is the answer to every question here, we find the answers to the question, if guilt is hell, what is its opposite? Answer, my holiness, which is my salvation. We just spoke about it. What is the opposite of guilt, which is hell? It is holiness, which is salvation. The answer to the lesson's opening question then is basically the idea for today. Unloving thoughts are keeping us in hell because they cause guilt, and as we are told above, all guilt is hell. So yes, once again, lessons are simple. It's the ego mind that is complicated, wants to take us to places that the intellectual mind is pretty complicated. So keep it simple, keep practicing. This is your transformation. I love you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Keep coming back. Keep practicing. Namaste.